Hi now.
Hi.
It's nice that you are here in Milan and that we meet so we can do this interview for the Italian website of Non-Duality.
Okay.
I see on your blog that you travel all over the world, bringing this message, your message. How did it start?
I started. My friend of mine, Paul Smith, he asked me to do an interview, and then he posted on his website and YouTube, and then I started to get more questions. Then I made a little video. Then that's how it started.
Okay. And what is your message? In these meetings, what do you say to people?
This message is simply life as it is. Before, it's not before, but it becomes speechless.
It's undescribable, isn't it?
Just as it is, life as it is. But human lives. It's human. Apparent human lives in the story, and which is not really happening. And this message is pointing to another possibility that simply everything's appearing, everything's happening without nobody. There is no separation. So simply it's not description, but just life as it is, pointing to life as it is.
So this means that it's like usually when there is this feeling of separation, we live like in another reality.
Yes.
In a dream, isn't it?
Yeah, but for us, for human, it's only reality. For example, what is happening is sensation and this sound. But for us, I came here and I'm speaking. This is a story. This is our reality. But what is happening is only sensation and a sound. And it's happening without anybody.
This means like to stop thinking or to not feel emotions or not.
No, everything's happening already without. We believe we are the doer. We believe we are individual. We exist, and we are choosing. We are controlling. We are doing everything. But actually, that's the dream. That belief we are doing something. We are here is not happening. Apparently happening, but that's the illusion. That's the dream. What is happening is sound and sensation and this room and feeling, everything happening, but happening in nothingness, in boundlessness.
This means being in the moment, to try to be here and now.
People like that word. People like the sentence. But there's no now. This is timeless. Everything simply, nothing's appearing as this. That's it. Nothing more than nothing to understand. It's very simple. It's just what it is.
So it has nothing to do with to be focused in the moment, to try to be conscious, aware of the action doing.
Yeah, this message is not for somebody to use to make life better. This message is pointing to there is no individual who can do anything, which is if that person who believes in I should focus on the now is not really happening. That's the dream. That's the illusion. So it's not message for somebody. This message is simply pointing to there's only life.
In human life, there is often a lot of suffering because it seems like we want to get always something. We need to be fulfilled to fulfill our life. to feel better, to throw away the bad things and to look for the good things. It seems that human life is always chasing something, is like a struggle.
Yeah. As soon as separation happens, movement happens, seeking happens, and it's come from all separation, being somebody and contracted feeling. So it's not whether that's how it's happening, all individuals or humans usually, but that is happening not because of it's good or bad, right and wrong, which is happening because of the separation. Separation creates uncomfortable feeling or unsatisfying, and
so it's
but
not
that also that seemingly happening, that for the human seeking happening, but actually, which is again that everything come from person. It's that a message about personal is not happening because there is no person. So for the apparent person, which is really real and it feels real, my life is really real and the seeking is really real, but actually that is illusion, that is not really happening, apparently happening, but when it's realized it's not happening. So this message is not really helping people or makes life better. But again, that this is everything's perfectly happening, so that individuality is not good or bad, right and wrong, which is perfectly happening. I spoke Japanese. Perfectly happening.
so for people that suffer, that are looking for a solution, is this in this message something to get something that can help? Is there a way to put an end to this suffering?
Yeah. The difficult is that as being individual, always when we hear or we get something, always whether it's useful or not, that's how we think. And when you hear this message, naturally we think this is useful for me, but actually this message is not useful for the person, because this message is pointing to the person who think I can get this doesn't exist, and simply pointing to that's like a human world, human reality is apparently created on top of what is happening. For example, sensation is happening and sitting is happening, but our reality is on the storyline. For example, instead of just sitting, sensation is happening. I came here, I'm speaking, I'm having an interview. This story becomes our reality. So we are living in a story. But actually, again, this is oneness appearing as that. So perfectly appearing. But for the person, it's really real and becomes suffering. And yeah.
So there is nothing in the dream that the person can do to put an end to the dream. So there is nothing that the person can do to stop to be a person.
Yeah, you can't. The person can't do it because person doesn't exist, but feels I exist. That's the difficult part. Another thing, it's difficult part is what to do. You know, a lot of people ask what to do, but the most difficult thing is already complete, already whole. What else nothing can be done, and it's already perfect. It's already complete. So if once you start because of separation that this idea comes, But from this perfection, if you try something, that means it's away from what you're looking for. Nothing's gonna happen. Already complete.
So when the sense of separation collapses, what is it left? What remains?
Everything. As it is, what is. Which is already open, nothing's hidden, just as it is. Everything. Human, only individual can think my happiness because of suffering, and they believe in that happiness is my happiness. But what really individual want is end of seeking, end of separation, which is nothing to do with person, nothing to do with a personal story, which is everything already here. Nothing's hidden. It's just when that's an individual person, they say the personal energies, when it's strong, it just can't see it because living in a story, and that story and I am is very real to the person. But everything is already happening, and happening for nobody. Nobody owns anything. There is nobody. It's just only life, oneness, appearing as this, appearing as everything. Very simple.
When we were a little child, it was natural. It was not. There was no one conscious, aware of that. There was just life. If you see a little baby, it's his life, pure life.
Yes.
And then how does it start, this separation? Is there a reason for that?
Yeah. And for the human, we have a brain that's an advanced brain, more than animals or something else, other things. So it creates a sense of self. We are taught as soon as parents appear, then that and we are taught we are the body, and as soon as identification with body happens, and naturally we believe we have a free will and choice, and we are moving and doing things separately from world, from everything else, from life. And this separation is really unsatisfying. So whatever individuals see, everything is separate. So in order to fulfill this separation, in order to fulfill this uncomfortable feeling, it has to move, it has to get something, or it has to avoid something. But that individuality is only happening for the human. And so this message is simply, it's just another completely different, another reality. So for the normal people, this is crazy crazy idea.
Yeah, because for the human being, for the person, everything is separate, everything is personal. Sometimes we think that like a dog does something for a reason.
Yeah.
That we think that plants have a reason. Plants are on the earth for making oxygen so we can breathe. That everything has a meaning.
Yeah.
And everything has a story.
Yeah.
There was a beginning, there was an end.
Yeah, that's another difficult part. We believe everything has meaning, and it's so important, and my life and my children's life, and everything has meaning. And for the individual person, things like certain things is very important and special. so becomes serious and becomes very important personal life for the person. But that's only again happening in the dream, which is that not really happening. And this everything is equally appearing, and there is no meaning, and there is no specialness in anything. It's, for example, for the human, we are special. But just human body and everything else is equally appearing, and there's no separation, there's no difference.
So these usually leave people with a lot of frustration. So usually it is said, if everything is an illusion, so what to do in life? Is there nothing to do? Is there nothing to do in life?
Yeah, it's always question come from the person. That means like I am here is at the base of the question. Base come from I am here, so now what to do, right?
Yeah.
It's come from person. But this message is pointing to that I am. We never question that I am not here. And that part, I am, is dream. And so whatever that person asks, it's completely, how can I say?
In the dream, in the loop.
Yeah, it's not really, it's not, this message is pointing to, which is completely, how can I say, it's not denying, but it just don't see there's somebody, there's nobody, it's just life, and which is already open, and already everybody is looking for. That individual is looking for is everything, and the difficult part is already complete. So individual always think, because always on the seeking, that means what to do now for the next moment. But difficult part is already complete. Nothing can be done already. But it's not individual, it's not personal. Life is not personal because there is no individuality. There's no separation.
This can bring, even in the life of the person, like hearing this message can bring like relaxation. If also the sense of responsibility start to crumble, and
yeah, this message, just hearing this message can be really relaxing and can be relief. You know, I don't have to do, I don't have responsibility. I don't have to try hard, or you know.
I cannot make it right or wrong.
Yeah, there's no good and bad, and it's really relief. But this message is pointing to that's almost like that's okay too. That's what's happening. But that doesn't end seeking.
Yes. So because it's not about understanding this or to be clear about this, having clarity. This is not a liberation. It's not something intellectual.
No. As long as somebody who owns something, it's not it, because somebody is only thing. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's just a story. But that belief, I am here inside the body, becomes sense. I am here because we've been living like that since child. You know, everybody you see is individual, and reinforcing the idea every day. And the whole society is working like that, happening like that, apparently, because that's the illusion. It's not.
So
it's happening and not happening.
What do you mean when you say it's not happening?
Huh?
What do you mean when you say
individuality?
When you say it's not happening, it's happening, but it's also not
Everything
happening.
is happening and not happening. It's not solid. Everything is not solid, and this is timeless. And apparently, sensation happening, and all this sound is appearing, this is happening, but everything comes from nothing, and nothing and everything simultaneously, so happening and not happening.
So we are not on planet Earth, then started from Big Bang, and there is an evolution in the universe. So this is a story.
Yeah, everything. Like, as soon as human speaks about something, it's all a story. Because that there's no time, and we start recently, like, you know, human evolution, and everybody started waking up, and scientists prove that there's nobody and no individuality, no free will choice, and it's yes, but that also happening in the human dream, because the whole human is in a dream. Individuality is a dream. So yeah.
So this thing of free will and choice that we are sure that we have, we are so, it is granted. If there is no free will and choice, means that everything is out of control. Everything is in free fall. So
Yeah, but there is nobody experiencing that. It's simply there is only life. So there is nobody controlling and nobody being controlled. It's too simple.
Yes. So no one is ever born.
Yeah. Yeah, crazy. This is again, that's identification born. Identification with body bones. It's like a story.
So I was not a child.
Yeah, and another thing is that humans think everything is continuous.
Yes.
Yeah, we are born and then we live till for 25 years, 40 years, whatever. That's seemingly continuous. But actually what is happening is not continuous. Everything simply happening and not happening. And this is timeless.
So sometimes also this brings fear up, because it's like dying. It's about that.
Yeah. People feel a lot of fear when people hear this message.
So.
And a lot of things happen to the body too. Reactions.
Yeah. So what is that?
Fear of dying, because they believe that I am living, believe I exist.
So the only that exists is the end of the me, the end of the person.
Yeah, which is illusion. Yeah, just death of identification.
So even if my body is different from the camera, is different from your body, this is not a proof of separation. This is just the play of the forms.
Yeah, and that's our strongest belief, that I am here, world outside. And whatever person sees, everything's separate, everything's I am here, world outside. But which is, that's the idea. And that strong idea becomes sense.
So, is it like saying that someone has to become like the witness of this, to be in the background? Would you say like in that way?
No. What is a background? Again, that, yeah. People like the idea.
So it's not about being like detached from life or seeing
No.
life from somewhere.
Yeah, again, that's two. Who can do that?
It's subject-object reality.
There's no, it's just one. Everything's come from nothing and falling back to nothing. That's all. It's just, there is only what is, what it is, what is.
Yeah, this can be understood by the mind. It's not something that we can reconnect to an experience or we can figure it out.
Yeah, you can't do this. And this is nothing to do understanding. This is nothing to do imagination. And nothing to do with thinking. Like people try to get this through understanding, but really nothing to do with understanding. It's just what it is, what is. That's all there is. But we believe there's more. And we believe something's gonna happen.
Yeah, in the future that makes my life better.
Yeah, because that uncomfortableness creates the desire that they need, human need hope, because
to
suffering. Yeah.
I found a post on your blog, which is titled "All There Is Love." What is love?
Everything. But this can't be explained, and this can't be found by somebody, because there is all there is, everything. Wholeness, whatever apparent body is there, all there is. Everything. And not, that's only constant.
So this love cannot be touched by hunger, by sadness, or...
That also love. Everything. Sadness is love, hunger is love. Whatever is happening is love. Whatever is happening is what individual looking for.
So this love is like nothing being everything. Would you put it in that way?
Yeah. Love is, that's oneness. Everything. Yeah. It's that person only can think happiness is happen to me, or happiness is something you can own, we can own. But that is, again, it's just completely different. I just can't, person can't think. It's nothing to do with thinking.
Thinking is going on by itself. It's not in control of
how much person think, but it's nothing's gonna happen. How much you believe, how much you dream, it's not happening. How much you believe you improve in your life, which is not happening. What is happening is already what is.
It's so simple and ordinary that it's so far away from every idea of enlightenment, of liberation, of spirituality.
No, this is not spiritual. Spirituality is for human. I think human created that, needed hope, needed to be saved, or needed something to hang on to. But this is simply as it is, and nothing's like nothing's come like a special God, or it's not something like an angel.
Yeah. There is no one up there judging other supposed people.
Yeah, another thing, people think that there is something else than this.
Thank you. Now it is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. That was nice.